It was 1996 when protease inhibitors first came on the scene and provided an effective means to treat HIV with other medicines that were available. And at around that time, it was obvious that things were going to change in the world of HIV and AIDS as we had known it, so much so that the medical literature started to refer to the effect of protease inhibitors as a Lazarus effect. As we know from the Bible, Lazarus rises up, and by analogy, people with HIV and AIDS at the time were rising up from their sick beds, out of their wheelchairs, disposing of their walkers and in some instances their canes. It seemed to be a miraculous occurrence in what was otherwise a hideous disease for which there were no treatments. I think of 2007, 10 years or so later, after protease inhibitors first appears, as a second Lazarus, because beyond that we've had other drugs developed that in combination are very effective. HIV is no longer a death sentence, and we are truly in a period of a second rising up of awareness and activism around HIV and AIDS.
This report is South Central Pennsylvania. Harrisburg is second to Philadelphia in the whole state for new cases of HIV, and that's not a great statistic to have for our region. It's hitting Harrisburg the hardest. I would also say that it is really hitting women, heterosexual women and children, as well as people under the poverty level. Many times people who are suffering from unemployment, dire circumstances in their lives, they turn to drugs to get some relief, if you will. And many times they end up with something far worse than what they started. They end up with HIV.
Hi, I'm Helen, and I'm HIV positive. I wasn't feeling right, and I went to my doctor, and I told him I wanted a complete physical, AIDS also. And he was like, why do you want that done? I said, because I want a complete physical. And I was HIV positive. I had 2 sisters die from it. So I know it's out there, and I know a lot of people have it and they don't say anything. Because a lot of people will be scared to be around you, that they're going to catch it like that, and it's not like that. You can hold my hand, you can hug me, and you're not going to get it. I'm normal, just like anybody else.
Self-esteem is so very important for all of us to have, because it really enables us to look forward, enables us to really feel like we matter. It enables us to really look at other people and see what we can do to help them. But if we really don't feel that we're worth anything, we don't really do much for ourselves or for anyone else.
When I first came here, I'm a diabetic and I wasn't keeping up with my medication. I wasn't taking my insulin shots. And I say 6 to 8 months after I was here, I got back on my feet. I work at the bank now. I drive my own car. So it's been a great improvement in my health since I came here. I go from the dead to the living.
I was a stay-at-home mother. After the kids started moving out, I got pretty, my drug use intensified, and to the point of going to prison. And from there I went into a year's treatment program up in Harrisburg at the Salvation Army. I've been at the Hope House for 6 months now. I've been here 6 months, and I'm very grateful to have a place like this to come to, because my health, I have good days, I have bad days, and to be here, to have a nurse here 24/7 is a good thing. It's a real good thing. This house is a blessing. I'm sorry. That's okay. I mean, I see so many people out here struggling that can't stay clean from the drugs, and eventually they die in Hope Houses. it's truly given me hope. You know, I mean, there's a place where people care. They really do care here.
I started donating 5% of what I make each year, 5% of the profits of what I make each year to AMFAR, because their main goal is to find a cure, and the cure would solve everybody's problems, not just everybody's problems with HIV and AIDS. Not just you know, a lot of people with HIV and AIDS have financial problems, and you know, can't even get the money to eat, but let alone their drugs. But I thought it was the most important group. They had actually done 2 other trips, one to China and one to Vietnam. And this year they were doing Namibia, and they emailed me and asked me if I wanted to get involved with it. I was a little bit apprehensive because to go on the trek you needed to raise $10,000. And I didn't know how difficult it would be to raise $10,000 all by myself. I raised just over $10,250. I was actually hoping that my $10,000 was the $10,000 that would find a cure.
When I first came here, it was I was looking for a home church, you know, because I left Jersey because things wasn't going well, and so I just looked up to God to lead me somewhere where I can be surrounded by people that's caring and loving, and you know, that it will accept me for being who I am.
It's been a fantastic journey, meeting a lot of people that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet from all walks of life, and help and get to know and appreciate. And I'm a non-judgmental person, so I love taking care of people. That's why I got into nursing, and I get to do it in a way that I don't necessarily have to be doing the hands-on in the hospital on the floor kind of thing. But like I said, I can be the life coach, and I can be the counselor, and I can be the educator, and I can be the supporter, the helper, for a group of patients and people that I have grown to really appreciate and love, who are in this crappy situation that they have to deal with. And so I get to enjoy them also, as well as help them. But it's nice to see that people are living longer and able to go from the mentality of, oh, I'm going to die, and what do I have to live for anyway, to how do I live now, and how do I move forward, and I can have a mortgage now, and I can have a job, and I can see my kids grow up, or I can have a love that I didn't expect to have, or that I'm just going to be here.
I'm going to live for a long time.
I don't think it's hopeless. I think it's something that every community has to grasp. And when I say community, I mean the entire community, from the state and local government, the churches, the businesses, the corporations, the nonprofits, the foundations. It really is, it takes a community to really help people to get on their feet again and to keep our individuals healthy and working.
I think it's hopeful. I think we all just need to care about each other. So whether it's AIDS, whether it's cancer, whether it's whatever, you know, touches your heart, be part of something. Get involved.